Hello students, I am Dr. Kavita Tivde. I welcome you all in my presentation. Today I am going to present the poem Father Returning Home, written by Dilip Chitre. Father Returning Home focuses on a certain individual, a commuting father returning home from work in the Indian city of Mumbai, although it could be any large city anywhere in the world. The atmosphere within the poem, narrated by a poet, is rather gloomy and pessimistic. There is little emotion shown as the father ends another day at work and hurries back to a house that is not altogether a home. Dear students, Dilip Chitre, painter and filmmaker as well as poet, taps into his own father's biography and creates a powerful and majestic poem. The speaker closely observing in the poem, life is not so easy any longer. The father has become a figure of a pathos and has lost his uh, reason to survive. The major themes include alienation, rootlessness, old age in a modern society, isolation, cultural identity, the generation gap, the future of the individual in the society. The opening scene, father actually, father returning home is a dramatic monologue. The voice of a son, detailing two scenes from the life of his father. The opening scene, the first stanza, concentrates on the city commute home from work, the inherent loneliness of a man who is unhappy with his life. The tone is a little depressing. The language that of estrangement and detachment. Perhaps the father has to work long hours to make ends meet because he is on the evening uh, train passing through suburbs that he takes for granted. It's been raining, dear student. The father has been soaked. Mud stains his coat. He looks the first person commentary continues as the father gets off the train like a word dropped from a long sentence, a simile that implies complete detachment from meaning and sense and language. All in all, the speaker gives the reader a gloomy introduction to his father. The imagery, together with a down to earth narration, is particularly striking and creates a documentary type scenario. Dear students, in the second stanza, the focus is on the domestic side of a life, with family present, witnessing the sad moments of a once happy father. The weak tea and stale chapati add to the sense of hopelessness. Is there no wife or partner to greet him? This is one question we can ask to the poet. No children to run up and hug him? Apparently not. Here is a man who prefers books to conversation, his own company, to that of shared social space. Even on the toilet, his thoughts are negative. He cannot reconcile how a man can be a stranger in a city teeming with millions of in an environment that should encourage positive interaction. Something has gone wrong, dear students. The very thought of his own existence in such a place affects his physicality. He trembles. Perhaps the most devastating line in the poem is line number 20, when the reader learns that even his children consciously keep their jokes to themselves instead of sharing them with their father. And this is what a sad situation. The father is so far away from his current life. He cannot seem to cope. Something is draining his spirit, and there is no one to talk. Out of habit, he puts on the radio, which is only the noise of interference, a kind of a torture. When he sleeps, he dreams of the past, of his ancestors, nomads with no static home, who overcome hardships to discover a new land. Dear students, Father Returning Home is a free verse poem. That is, there is a no set rhyme scheme, no dominant meter. There are 12 line stanzas, 40 lines in total, and we have to note the use of a present participle form: standing, unseeing, getting, off, eating. So you have to note the use of language. So the simile, like a word dropped from a long sentence in line about Dilip Chitre's father and his condition, and it is poem about lack of a communication between father and children, estrangement, isolation. Thank you very much.